La 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 la, workplace fraud, yeah, yeah. Who could that be? Hello, we are Advent. We need your genes for our war crime. Come with us now into one of our gene clinics, where we will heal you and definitely not process your into genetic bacteria to produce more of our soldiers. And if you come with us right away, you get even a free date with our snakes. What do you say to this offer? Can I also say no? Absolutely not. Otherwise, we'll drag you out of your house at gunpoint. Okay, can you give me a sec? Aquana, we're so quick. Give me the best weapon you can find. A sword. It's 2035, and you're giving me a sword to defend myself against aliens with laser weapons. Luckily, I still have the shotgun from our red-headed prophet.
Gott sei Dank, Mann, gibt's ne Pumpgun.
And have you changed your mind? Eat that yellow-blooded scum. Hello, and welcome back to Hell. Xcom 2. Since the game offers a bunch of different classes, so players can build a well-balanced squad, I thought, screw that, and decided to limit myself to Ranger only. The class with the sword and the shotgun. For anyone who's never heard of Xcom 2, here's a quick summary. It's a turn-based tactical game where you lead a resistance movement trying to overthrow the alien-controlled regime. Oh, and it's basically a perfect gambling simulator. While the first mission is playing in the background, let me quickly go over the rules. Rule 1. I'm playing on normal difficulty because this game is already hard enough. Rule 2. This is an Ironman run, which means if all my soldiers die during a mission, I can reload and nearly safe. Rule 3. I'm only allowed to use rangers and rookies. Yes, I made the exception for rookies because first I consider them the starting point of every class, and second, the early game of Xcom 2 is already hell as it is. And yes, the very first mission you're seeing is an exception from this rule since I can't stop the skirmisher from joining. I also give a quick crash course on every enemy we encounter. I don't think there's much to say about the standard troopers and officers other than bang bang, lots of pain, a lot of damage. And the game wastes no time showing who is in charge. It immediately kills one of my soldiers with a critical hit. After blowing up the statue, it's time for the promotion. And there we go, our very first ranger. Hello research, hello girl who can build a bomb out of chewing gum and a battery, and hello Central. Next up, we build the resistance ring for covert operations. And oh look, our first real mission. But I equip the flashbang grenade and the medkit that I crafted from our resources. And so the fun begins. During the mission we got introduced to the sectoid alien with psionic powers that are barely a threat on turn 1 and become incredibly annoying on turn 2. Luckily they're extremely weak against swords. We hacked the objective and wow, I actually hit the 5% chance. See? It wasn't that hard. After the mission, Egghead himself, our commander, called me up. Any soldier who doesn't become a ranger after their first promotion is immediately kicked out of Xcom. And we wish them the best for their future. Next we built the most important facility for this run, the Guerrilla Tactics School. That's where we can train rookies and rangers. Fun fact, when you dismiss a soldier, they take every item they carry with them. So there goes my medkit and flashbang grenade. Not that it matters much because this is our first Lost mission. The Lost are basically cannon fodder, and every time you kill one of them you get another shot. Just to rub salt in the wound, both optional soldiers you can rescue during these missions are grenadiers. Another fun fact, I actually considered doing the grenadier run first. Looking back, I probably should have. Of course, I'm allowed to use the exo soldiers during missions, otherwise the final mission would become problematic. A little later, we reached our first retaliation mission. And it didn't exactly go well. First this smug chose to show up. Then we run into our first priest, basically a sector wearing body armor. Then both enemy ports activate at the same time, and well... And retreat! Our first major setback. I swear the Chosen bragged about this victory to the elders for weeks. But hey, let's focus on the positives. At least we learned that the aliens coordinate their forces through a psionic network. Now all we have to do is build a Skull Drake and use it on an Advent officer during the next mission. We met the Sun Lancer, the alien version of our Rangers. Most missions also give you a concealed start, which means you can set up traps like this one.
Zuerst setzte Advent nicht tödliche Betäubungseinheiten zur Gruppenkontrolle und mittlerweile sehen wir allerdings nicht mehr ein. Kein Treffer.
Nice. And there it is, the Doom Cloak. If we don't slow down the Avatar project enough, it's game over. Next up were the Purifiers and the Vipers. The Vipers are basically sniper units that can pull your soldiers towards them and, let's just say, give them a very aggressive hug.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power!
That was easy.
I'm also starting to notice that my weapons are falling behind because the enemies are bringing out mechs, heavily armored robots with grenade launchers. Those things have a nasty habit of costing the soldier. And the mission after that didn't go much better. Time to upgrade to magnetic weapons. The only problem was that I needed more money, so I sold a few alien corpses on the black market. And wow, you can definitely feel the difference with the new weapon. Since the Avatar project was already getting dangerously close to completion, I decided to use a Skyjack during this mission. There's the Codex! That's the second enemy port that I somehow completely missed. Looks like he wanted to join the party too, and apparently this guy were looking for revenge. You can probably guess how that turned out. But hey, we did kill the Codex. Now it's finally time for the armor upgrade. Because it only had 1 day left to the finish before the mission, it was annoying. Except I needed 6 alien Advent corpses for it, exact 6 corpses I had just sold on the black market.
It was perfect, but no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
Whoops, there's the Muton and the other enemy whose name I can't remember. The one that is incredibly annoying because it creates a copy of your own soldiers. Then the third member of the squad joins in for the fun. Quick reminder, mutants carry grenades.
No, that's a lot of damage!
And thanks to the new shield bearer, every enemy suddenly has an extra shield. I'm not gonna lie, it's time to do the Frenchman.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
At least the infirmary is finally finished. Now we can treat all our soldiers from psychological trauma. That is right, I'm gonna need a session in there too. Quick shout out to that one priest who single-handedly ended my entire existence. But first let's talk about this absolute bullshit. I'll show you the clip first and then break it down step by step. So all 3 of my soldiers are on Overwatch. meaning they automatically shoot if an enemy moves into their line of sight. The first shot hits, the second shot hits, the third misses, but the bullet hits the ground which the stun lancer is running across, destroying the floor underneath him. The stun lancer falls to his death, except he apparently still had enough time while lying dead on the floor to hit my soldier, stunning him for the rest of the mission, which also happens to be my soldier carrying the medkit. I love Xcom too. Now back to the priest. He lands the first mind control. He is standing too far away for me to hit him. The mind control soldier somehow lands through disorientation, half cover and high ground, and one-shots my other ranger. Then the priest shots the soldier he has put into stasis the turn before, and one-shots him too. For anyone unfamiliar, stasis makes one of your soldiers completely unable to use for a turn, so there was literally nothing I could have done. And because the game clearly wasn't finished humiliating me, the second man control also lands well, and he controlled the soldier and at the end kills the VIP. Somebody gives this man a medal. He just stopped for, okay, technically 3 Xcom soldiers and a VIP completely on his own. Chosen wish they could get this results like that. For a change of pace, let's play a quick game of Where's Waldo. I'll give you a few seconds to find my Xcom soldier. What? You don't see him? Come on, the Viper managed to see him just fine. You're basically looking at the exact view of the Viper. No, it's not the Lord standing in the corner. Advent doesn't even react to those people. Alright, for everyone who is apparently legally blind, here is a hint. Right there. Still don't see him. Seriously, he is obviously standing behind the wall. How the Viper has line of sight on him, I have absolutely no idea. Need to say, my concealment was gone and the mission instantly became twice as difficult. That poor ranger got the lit treatment. First he was set on fire, then straggled, then poisoned. Don't worry, this is fine. Never mind. I also ended up having to gamble that this purifier wouldn't explode after dying. But really, how big is the chance of blowing up? Three days left before the game over. But don't worry, I can research the Codex brain. I'm sure that will solve everything. Side story, I can finally bring 5 soldiers to a mission. Why? Because one of my soldiers actually survived more than 2 deployments and got promoted high enough to suggest that maybe, just maybe, bringing more than 4 soldiers into combat might be a good idea. During the next mission, we met berserkers. There are powerful enemies that will happily smash their own allies if you deal enough damage to them. Other than that, victory. Barely. I needed 6 civilians, and 6 survived. Oh look! Luxury, the next mission only has lost and Eve. Oh yeah, and I completely finished building the shadow chamber. Now we can see the enemies that will appear before any mission. I already had a feeling this wasn't going to be that easy. During the firefight, we missed so many shots that we accidentally hit the VIP's car, which exploded, and immediately blew the VIP to pieces. But hey, we at least rescued the soldier, who is a sharpshooter. At least the researching of the Codex brand finally reduced the Avatar project, right?
Nope.
Great. Guess I have to attack the Avatar facility, except I can't because I lost access to the region during the last mission.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Alright, quick recap. 3 days until game over. If this mission fails, it's over. We're bringing absolutely everything we've got. Better healing? Check. Better suit? Check. Blue screen rounds for +5 damage against robotic enemies? Check. Just a reminder, if we fail this mission, the campaign is over. Interesting little detail, advanced soldiers can actually friendly fire their own mind controlled units. And those new blue screen rounds, they're definitely paying off.
Now that's a lot of damage!
The nice thing about the mission is that there is no turn limit. That means we can set up positions like this one, where the entire squad gathers before storming the objective together. Story-wise, the mission shows thousands of humans being processed into whatever hell that thing is, which we're about to steal. We also encounter our first Arco, a flying enemy that prefers melee attacks but can also call down an utility like bombardment. Fortunately, he only managed to hit the roof. One of my soldiers still dies from viper poison, but I know the infinite reinforcements don't arrive until I pick up this giant iced tea can over there. So I positioned almost my entire squad on the extraction point, sent one soldier to grab the objective, and casually mow down any reinforcements that show up. Guys, we're not getting a game over today. Next mission, no loss so far. Looks like we're finally getting back on our feet. Come on. Not another console mission. I swear I lose those most of the time. Alright, rescue the VIP. Well, just take the long way around so nobody spots us and... Okay, there goes our concealment. At least the scanner tells us that the first enemy group is right next to the VIP. The rest is second patrol. Whatever happens, I cannot let them join the fight, otherwise... You know what? The dumbest part about this whole thing is, I couldn't even pull out my troops out beforehand, because the evac zone always spawns on the complete opposite side of the map. Next mission, and something happens that every Xcom 2 player has fear of when they see a snake. One of my soldiers gets pulled in another patrol, and they join the fight. Run! Just run! Unfortunately, my soldiers have way too much alcohol in their bloodstream to actually hit anything. Grenades aren't an option either, because everyone knows those hit your own soldier first and only then the snake wrapped around him. These scaly furies have absolutely massive feelings. Let's just give those two some private time, but something tells me my soldier isn't coming back. In the end, we traded the human life for a loot crate. How Xcom celebrates that as a victory is beyond me, although judging by the casualties, Advent wasn't exactly thrilled either. Ah shit, here we go again. The Doom Clock is sticking again. Oh look, one of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Lots of health, heavy damage, and an acid grenade launcher. Oh, and dying isn't really their thing. Once you kill them, they come back as a melee robot, dropping all that junk and sludge onto the floor. And if anyone wonders just how overpowered that grenade launcher is, very. Our little losing streak has left me with exactly 2 soldiers for the base defense. I think it's pretty obvious that this is not enough. Oh no.
Ich will nicht mehr. Ich kann nicht mehr. Ich halte das alles nicht mehr aus.
By the way, I completely forgot to explain codexes. Whenever they get hit, they clone themselves and can create a psionic rift that steals their ammo. And then explodes the following turn. So far, things are actually going pretty well. And that's why you should never open your mouth too early. I'm suddenly getting some serious flashbacks. how I made it out of this whole mess with one casualty while keeping the enemy VIP alive. Only RNGesus himself knows that. Last desperate assault on the research facility, my elite task force consists of 2 soldiers, 1 medkit and 3 rookies. I found at the bus stop and convinced them to join for $75. Alright, let's set up an ambush and... Interesting. Didn't realize not working was on today's agenda. Instead of waiting for my signal, my soldiers basically just went.
Nope.
And just started blasting. Right. Almost forgot. The research labs are guarded by Dr. Valen's new science projects. Allow me to introduce the alien rulers, starting with the Viper King. Whenever one of your soldiers takes an action near him, he immediately gets 1, 2. I guess Xcom to that. Turning a turn-based tactic games into some weird real-time strategy hybrid is certainly a creative idea. Oh, and he can also breathe ice. Remember those codec rifts that explode after 1 turn? Yeah. Turns out that's the definition of a wombo combo. Well, looks like all that's left now is to wait for the unannounced.
Loyal citizens, I stand before you truly humbled. So many lives lost, so many needless sacrifices endured as we have struggled to cope with those who would see our great coalition fall. Today our struggle ends. Xcom is no more. Advent peacekeepers have reduced the last of their strongholds to ashes. And with it, the fragmented remains of the old world are finally washed away. Thank you for your continued support. And thank you to the Elders for their guidance through this crisis. Long live Advent. Long live the Elders.
I have to admit, our stats aren't looking too great either. Just over 50% mission success rate and 48 dead soldiers. That's quite a number. Alright, recording's done, time to go to sleep. Wait, what do you mean I have to end the day with a win? Advent beat me fair and square. Do you mean you could play this game better than I can? I'd like to see that. What do you mean we can't bore the audience by doing the exact same thing over again? Fine, but we're still showing the interesting parts every now and then. Deal? Then it is time for what, Diddy?
Das heißt, es wird Zeit für eine verdammt gottlose, meisterliche Montage!
Exactly. Yeah, the viewer already knows they're supposed to subscribe, ring the bell, leave a like and hype the video. Stop pestering them so much and let them just actually enjoy the video. Now then, roll the music. Wait, hold on. I just got 1 damage on every single weapon. What the hell? Okay, I've got 177 hours in Xcom 2 and I've never seen this event before. The fog of war just disappears. The game literally just takes one of their core mechanics and throws it out the window. I kinda like it. Quick break, let's recap. No defeats, Mimic begins because I had the mission with the Savage modifier, which makes your fights uncloaked faceless. Armor I can finally craft because this time I didn't sell my corpse on the black market, and magnetic weapons. We're on a roll.
Hallo, ich mag Moneten.
And what made you decide to attack this humanitarian aid convoy?
Moneten!
Finally, one of my soldiers has been promoted enough to realize that bringing 6 soldiers is more efficient than bringing only 5. But to figure out that 6 is better than 5 apparently requires a lot of combat experience. Man, I'm even clearing those dreaded council missions with a flawless rating now. That's a whole lot of clankers.
Roger, 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 roger.
I guess I took a little too much time. Well, I suppose it's time to grab a can of Ironman. Let's see what you've been drinking lately. Energy? Monte? Everyone knows Holy is the only true choice. Away with these sugar merchants. Oh no, there is the Sugar King himself, Coca-Cola Santa Claus. And now, that's some quality stuff. Oh no, Santa is using his capitalist funding for AI propaganda. We have to fight it back. Here is a bottle of Glashager. Oh no, one of our soldiers fell for the special offers. Time to deal with the problem at its root. Eat your vegetables. Oh boss, just look at that. Absolutely delicious. And before anyone else knows this is production placement or criticism of anyone, drink whatever you like. It's just 2:30 AM in the morning and once again I have come up with another ridiculous idea. And just like that, we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Because of all the recent operations I had to send a few tired soldiers into battle, that status effect you can get when you're sending the same people on missions over and over again. And yeah, don't do that. One of my soldiers got mind controlled by the sectoid, and one of his teammates immediately assumed it was treason and started unloading on him. Dude, are you the Inquisition in person or what? And I completely forgot my soldiers have blade storms. My leg! I also have to say these resistance fighters are incredible. I swear they contributed more during this mission than my own squad. And they don't even have magnetic weapons or decent armor. Once again, proof that determination and belief can beat technology. Okay, almost everything. You probably need a little bit more than rough and pepper mache armor. Oh, I unlocked the passive bonus that occasionally gives me an extra temporary soldier for a mission. So if you're wondering why there are sometimes 7 soldiers in the squad, that's why. Yeah, I really should have trained more rangers. Now I have to head out into battle with 3 rookies.
You stupid.
And if anyone's wondering why I don't promote them, their classes is assigned randomly once they promote, and I can train them while they're waiting for promotion. So I just leave them as rookies. It's only a lost mission anyway, and we're leaving the sniper behind this time. And just like that, we've got best armor in the game. Well, almost. There are still a few better suits we can build in the proving grounds, but those are individual upgrades rather than improvements for the whole squad. Finally, it's time to assault the Avatar Project research facility. It's actually kind of funny that these facilities get built right at the start of the campaign, yet I only get around to destroying that near the very end. Everyone always builds them on the other side of the planet and you need to scan like 2 to 3 regions just to reach them. Ah, there's Val's chip.
Where's the Dragon Warrior?
How do you know you're not looking at her?
You think I'm a fool? I know you're not the Dragon Warrior. None of you! I heard how he fell out of the sky on a ball of fire. That he's a warrior, unlike anything the world has ever seen. Poe? So that is his name. Poe. Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No, 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 no.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Number 1 out of 3. Wait, did we seriously kill the Chosen with just 2 shots?
None of you!
Take a look at the war suit. 2 points of armor, a shield ability I probably never use, and 1 equipment slot permanently occupied by a heavy weapon. And by default it is...
We've got the rockets!
Interesting, the turrets completely ignore decoys. Good to know. And there's number 2 out of 3. What's he doing here? Normally there are 3 alien rulers, the Viper, another one, and this guy, the Archon King. Why is he showing up a second? He's usually the third one, and I don't even have laser weapons yet. I'm calling it now, somebody is going to die. Why? Because of this nonsense. I only get to move 1 unit before everything comes crashing down.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Called it. One of our very best soldiers has died. Even mimic beacons wouldn't have saved her. We already saw that the turrets ignored us. Something else that hadn't happened before. The ruler retreats after losing about 1/3 of herself. Otherwise they'd be basically unbeatable. A victory, but at what cost? 10 missions, 44 kills, a true war hero. We will never forget you. After a somewhat longer time skip where nothing particularly interesting happened, we finally have laser weapons. Well, not quite. The shotguns still have to be researched separately, but at least we can already start using the assault rifles.
You stupid.
Ah, there are laser shotguns already. The best weapons our soldiers can carry. A new day, a new burning settlement, and oh look, chrysalids. These enemies were probably hell in Xcom 1, but they show up way too late in Xcom 2. I mean, I already have laser weapons that can almost one-shot them. They are still dangerous little beasts, though if they kill a unit, they spawn a cocoon where new ones can grow, which is especially critical in missions like these, where you have to defend civilians. Oh, and they have an Overwatch ability where they burrow underground, making themselves untouchable. That is going to cause some problems in later missions. Well, who do we have here again? Mister, I've watched so much rage bait that my own body turned red. Or did someone throw too many tomatoes at you? Now it's time for revenge, because you were responsible for the death of one of our best soldiers. Okay, technically it was a turret, but you were the deciding factor in this whole thing. Well, this time you only hit ceiling, my friend. Or maybe not. The old cheater. Now for one last goodbye kiss. And finally disappear. Next time you're done. Story-wise, we're roughly where we were in the first playthrough. Codex has been successfully interrogated, and now we have to go to a special story mission. But first, the last research facility is going down, and there is number 2. The Berserker Queen, a combination of evil Bionicles from Hero Factory with all the tubes and the shiny versions of way too much Pokemon. Or maybe she just has food poisoning. Come on, you're giving up that quickly? Well, we are also ridiculously overprepared for this fight. Who parks a truck inside a house anyway? Number 3 of 3. That should at least take the legs out from under the Avatar project. You remember my warning about the story mission involving chrysalids? This is the mission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be fun. After way too much pest control for democracy, the biggest pest arrives. I'm a firing Malagon! Did we just kill the Chosen with a single shot? Yeah we did. There's our item of interest, and there's the Gatekeeper. Probably the strongest psionic enemy besides maybe the final boss. Heavily armored, equipped with lasers and psionic bombs that can even raise the dead. And when the Gatekeeper dies, it explodes. However, since it is all alone in this mission and we have overwhelming firepower, it isn't much of a problem either. Now the portal belongs to us, and the Avatar project is back to the beginning. But now that we finally have the best weapons and armor, it's time to kill one of the Chosen. I don't know why the assassin has a pest problem in their apartment, but I'll take care of it. There's the elevator to the resurrection chamber. The Chosen sarcophagus. If that thing gets destroyed, it's game over.
At last, a true battle. You have done well, Xcom. Know that you have earned a good death.
And you can't damage it until the Chosen has been resurrected. But bodyguards also show up whenever the Chosen is resurrected. That thing has a little scratch on it now.
Finish her!
You have fought well, Xcom. May you reclaim this world for your own.
One less problem in the world. The Elder didn't find that particularly funny either, so the other Chosens are getting their allowance cut for the time being. And if that wasn't enough, Tomato Face decides to show up again and immediately gets his grave. Do you remember that can of Knabbermites we stole? Oh boss, just look at that. Absolutely delicious. Apparently it contains the genetic material of thousands of humans. So the aliens are effectively committing genocide. I approve. Next. We also got some coordinates, but my soldiers need a break first. A lot of them aren't actually injured, they're just tired. Even in the last mission I had to send some beginners into battle. 1 or 2 more injuries and the rookies would have been in the fight again. Damn it. So much for my soldiers are getting a break. The aliens came up with the brilliant idea of shooting us out of the sky with one of their new foes. On top of that, they deploy a device that keeps us grounded. This is one of those missions where you can actually lose if you let the aliens reach the Avenger landing ramp. The upside, however, is that we can send injured soldiers into battle, and from time to time, new soldiers are sent from the Avenger. Other than that, it's just a very long level with a whole lot of enemies that can be defeated with the help of overwhelming firepower. Eventually, you destroy the device and slowly make your way back to the ship, where all the soldiers return to the landing ramp and take off. And oh boy, 27 dead aliens. The daily quota has been met. Also an interesting decision to put the weakest enemy on the battlefield at the stasis. Even though stasis is actually meant to suspend dangerous enemies for one turn. But hey, at least we know that Priest has his priorities completely wrong. That means we can ignore him for now. Calm as a bitch. So, shoot the enemy first, carefully, and we were only supposed to damage him, not kill him, especially because he can explode, idiot. Ouch, you should probably disappear from here. Oh no, not the walking food poisoning again. And now there are only 3 soldiers. Bro, so now disappear already. At least that beating was very educational. And I also have a chance for an advanced soldier to join me during a mission, so don't be surprised if you see an enemy fighting on my side. Time to send the next chosen to his grave. There's the elevator, and there's seriously still sending Vipers into battle. You guys are really running out of aliens. Loading screen, that's the wrong chosen, she's already dead.
Oh shit, here we go again.
If only you knew the truth. The power in my hands. You would fall to your knees before me. Pity. I suppose we should begin then.
Big words from someone who doesn't take that many bullets. It's somehow ironic that the priest uses white animals as bodyguards instead of priests. One scratch, one bullet, and he is done for. I don't know why, but I somehow find the Warlock Death animation incredibly satisfying. The way he gets turned into stone is just so satisfying. Maybe it's because he's personally the one I hate the most. And there she is again. And there she's gone. Well, all rulers are gone now. Interesting. The others are actually dying. At least that's some good news. Well, after consuming that much holy, it's not really surprising. Because of that, we got the mission to hack the Codex, just like we already did with the officer. Time to take the forge. Luckily, the can of Knarmites actually said where it was manufactured. Perfect, a single Codex. So much for being alone. Allow me to introduce the Sectopod. Probably the most heavily armored unit in the game. Equipped with heavy weapons and a doomsday cannon that's completely useless. So plug it in. Aha, I knew it, the Sugar Mafia. There he is, the strongest enemy in the game. Or basically the final boss of the game. He teleports after every hit and has the strongest turning attack in the game. Mind control, a massive rip that deals a lot of damage and then explodes, again after one turn, and a very long laser. You'll see even more of his abilities during the final mission. One less elder. Oh, and the effect point explodes when he dies. Normally there should be an epic flyby of the forge here, but unfortunately I feel that the truck driver decided to park directly in front of the camera.
Get down, Mr. President!
Ah, interesting. I didn't know the Indians collected sectors. I mean, come on, I can't be the only one who thought of a lighting suit when I sing this, right? Right?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
I hope you don't miss that thing. Okay, I want to ask you guys a question. Which of these two soldiers do you think will get hit by the explosion? None? One? Two? Both? The answer is, of course, a Fiat Punto. But for everyone who voted for number 3, the guy standing the furthest away, you were correct. I also crafted a few heavy weapons that we can use instead of the rocket launchers. Now it's time to take down the last of the 3. What? Why are there priests with you? Aren't you the hunter? Aren't you supposed to fight with the monsters? Ah, I love heavy weapons.
Another one. Another one.
You're not supposed to be here. You were never meant to figure out our little trick. Full of surprises, aren't you? Soon to be full of holes.
Pathetic. Even as bodyguards, this guy is more holy than the warlock.
Another one.
Dude, he can't even move.
Didn't see this one coming. So, this is what it feels like to be afraid. Not my style.
After investigations, both the suits and the portal, we only need to investigate the avatar. Once that's finished, we can start the final mission. That's why I first completed all the other research that could somehow be useful. I also didn't take on any additional missions because I simply didn't need to. So all of my soldiers got 1 or 2 months vacation.
Mit Work-Life-Balance und 4-Tage-Woche lässt sich der Wohlstand unseres Landes, den wir heute haben, in Zukunft nicht erhalten.
While Advent was basically speedrunning the Avatar project. In about 20 days, they built 3 new research facilities and started the timer. Unfortunately, it was too late. We finished with the Avatar investigations.
Von allen Kandidaten werden Sie die
Alright, Egghead got shot. Anyone wants to emulate? The finale consists of 2 levels. Level 1 is a covert mission where you can buy adventures using Intel. I have no Intel.
Das ziehe ich einfach von den Tageseinnahmen ab. Und da ist ja gar kein Geld drin.
3 soldiers, the best equipment, and we also reduced the chosen weapons. There it is, the psionic transmitter. If we can take control of this thing, we can spread our truth across the entire world. Oh, hi. Very nice. Now we have control. Time to let the truth come to the light.
Today, that trust, that belief has been rewarded. Advent peacekeeping forces are traveling across the world, carrying the greatest gift from the Elder. A revolutionary gene therapy, yes, but so much more. This is an end to disease, to decay, to pain. The beginnings of a new tomorrow, available to all of us today. Truly, humanity finally takes its rightful place amongst the stars.
Yep, apparently humans didn't find that quite as funny. Time for the second part of the final mission. For this, we will need the best soldiers: Pyro from Tier 2, Wuzana Wagner from the Wagner Pilsner, Hand of Blood, or just Hanno, Larry the Lulach, Joker Knocker, the Grim Creeper, more Geneva Convention violations than anyone else, and Lauren Walker. Okay, I don't have anything cool for you. You're the best of the best. You will advance deep into the enemy territory. You will strike fear into the hearts of the enemy. You will most likely die, but you're already used to it. Best armor, best weapons, best equipment, and off we go. In order to get through the portal, I also have to personally come along as the commander, in the form of an avatar.
While the aliens struggle to contain our world, we're gonna make a move on theirs. It won't be easy. But you're used to that. You did what was needed. You never gave up the fight. You are Xcom. And you're gonna end this. Humanity is counting on us, people. Good luck, Commander.
The final mission consists of 2 levels. In the first, we have to fight our way through level, and in the second, we have to kill 3 avatars. Commander's avatar must not die. If he goes down, it's an instant game over. First time, roll the music.
You stupid.
Finish him!
It's over.
Vitals stabilizing. Synaptic activity returning to acceptable levels.
And one transdimensional psionic network down for the count.
Mission accomplished, Commander.
This is the Liberation Network broadcasting on all frequencies. Advent is in full retreat across all areas.
Heavy fighting continues in the city's centers as Advent forces attempt to regroup.
We're barely keeping up with the flood of refugees here, as people continue to desert the Advent-controlled city centers.
Full curfew remains in effect as the administration deals with the ongoing crisis.
To all of you in the occupied zones, hold your ground. Continue the fight. We promise you, help is on the way.
Hey, we get a few more cool scenes from the special units that I never actually used during this run. Yay! And these are our final statistics. I have to say, 16 flawless missions and only 4 deaths isn't too bad, especially compared to the previous run. And that's it for this video. You have no idea how much of my life went into this project, especially since I basically had to play through the game twice. So it would be genuinely mean a lot to me if you gave this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll probably do this again with other classes after taking a little break. After all, I'm just a one-man army and I don't make a single cent doing this. But hey, until then, have a great time and I'll see you next time.